Do you recognize the name of Anne Frank? She was the young German girl who hid when all of this was happening in her country. She kept a journal and wrote down what she thought. In 1943, she wrote, "Terrible things are happening outside. Poor, helpless people are being dragged out of their homes. Families are torn apart. Children come home from school to find their parents have disappeared," end quote. That was 1943. Sounds like it could be this week in Minneapolis or many other cities. Her voice was very small. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even heard until much later. We need more small voices. We need your voice. We need my voice. You could be a small voice. Nobody in the federal government is intervening. But we need the generals to say no when they are asked to break the law. We need universities to say no when they are tempted to cave. We need governors and mayors to say no, like they're doing in Minneapolis. We need jailers and guards at these federal detention facilities to say no. We need ICE officers to say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. We need preachers to say no. I praise the Bishop of Rome, the Pope, from the south side of Chicago. How providential is this? God bless him. God bless the church. He said no. Thousands of ministers need today to say no. You know who needs to step up and step forward? Evangelical preachers and leaders, megachurch pastors and preachers who've been strangely quiet. They're afraid to say what they believe and what needs to be said. White conservative Christian leaders need to step forward and say, enough, stop, peace in the name of Jesus. We need you and me to speak out, to speak up, to speak strong. Why? Because we learned this from Jesus. He had no army, no bodyguard, no gate, no fence, no weapon. He had only his soul, his conviction, his vision, his faith in God. He lived with joy, lived with hope, and so can we, even in the midst of these conditions.